Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to day 27 of 31 days of Horrorween. Today we're going to be talking about I Was a Teenage Frankenstein, which was suggested to me by Caleb Leland. So thank you so much for your suggestion, Caleb. I also want to give a shout out to Slimmed 613. I should have asked the pronunciation, I'm so sorry. That's what he asked me to refer to him by, who is a new patron of mine. So thank you so much for supporting my channel. And thank you to all my other creepy patron peeps as well for your support of my channel. It means so much to me, especially this week. If you want to find out the perks to being a creepy patron peep, you can follow that link in the description. Directed by Herbert L. Strock, I Was a Teenage Frankenstein follows Dr. Frankenstein, a university lecturer who steals body parts from an airplane wreck to build a monster with a disfigured face. So I Was a Teenage Frankenstein came to be after the success of I Was a Teenage Werewolf from American International Pictures. Because of the success of that film, a distributor in Texas requested 2 more horror films from AIP. So they commissioned executive producer Herman Cohen, who made I Was a Teenage Frankenstein and Blood of Dracula for the distributor. According to Cohen, the 2 films were written and filmed in only 4 weeks, which is crazy. So I'm going to jump right into the ending here with what I liked about the movie. The filmmakers, they decided to do this really cool thing. Basically, when the monster realizes he's going to be taken apart and studied and things like that, he freaks out because he wants to live, he wants to be among people, and he backs into some machinery and electrocutes himself. And he electrocutes himself so badly that it shocks the movie into color, where it was black and white for the entire film. This was done intentionally, and I thought it was a really cool effect. I almost thought maybe it was like they had like spliced 2 different versions of the movie together or something, but apparently it was done on purpose, and I thought it was a really cool effect, especially since one of the first things I usually think about when I think of Frankenstein is lightning, electricity, like the big "it's alive" scene. That being said, though, we have to get into the dislikes. I didn't like this movie too much. I gotta say, the title of this movie actually is a big reason as to why I didn't like the movie, only because it set me up to think that the movie was gonna be something that it wasn't. So the title, I Was a Teenage Frankenstein, you know, implies that it's going to be about the Frankenstein monster who is made from teenagers. I thought it was going to be mostly about the monster, from the monster's point of view, something along those lines. Which I just gotta say, like, the term teenager, like, I didn't grow up in the 1950s, but the 1950s had the hunkiest, beefcakiest teens that I've ever seen in my life, like, seriously. I mean, the movie was, you know, a mixed bag, a hodgepodge. It was partially about the monster, partially about Dr. Frankenstein, who I'll get into in a second here. Like, I don't know, I guess I was just disappointed that the movie was so much about Dr. Frankenstein and his fiance finding out what he's been working on, more so than it was about the teenage Frankenstein. You know what I mean? Like, just name it something else then. I guess I understand why they did it, because of the success of I Was a Teenage Werewolf, so they were most likely playing off of that success, but it just made me think the movie was going to be about something else. Speaking of the monster, Frankenstein's monster, like, I feel like I liked his character to start because he was lamenting that he wanted to be amongst people, wanted to be part of, you know, society, all that sort of stuff. Which was, you know, I liked that aspect because, you know, it makes you feel for the monster, you know, seems like a tragic character. So I was down for that, but, you know, his face is all like disfigured and stuff. So the doctor, who has ulterior motives as to why he doesn't want to let the monster, you know, walk around amongst people, convinces the monster that it's because of his face that he can't. So They get him a new face and he becomes like, you know, good looking. But then after that, instead of continuing to want to be around people because he's got a new face now, he just sits and stares in the mirror at himself and it's just like, ooh, okay. Like, don't get what that, maybe it is like, I just don't get what the filmmakers were trying to convey with that. Like, it wasn't clear. And like I mentioned earlier, the movie just spent a lot of time with Dr. Frankenstein and his fiance, and they made Dr. Frankenstein an asshole. Or wouldn't be disappointed in that if I felt like there was a reason for it. I think that's like the theme of this movie, is that they make all these changes to the story, the original story, which is fine, but I feel like there has to be a purpose for them. Like, you can't just change it and then not, you know what I mean? I don't know if that's making any sense, but it's like, I just feel like they changed all this stuff about the story, but I like, there's no reason for the changes. Like, you know, it's not clear what message they're trying to convey with the changes, like what the purpose behind making Dr. Frankenstein an asshole was. I've been trashing the whole movie up until this point. And I normally don't hate that movies try to update the source material, because Frankenstein, you know, is a very, very old story. It's actually 200 years old this year. But I don't know, I just feel like, I don't know, I just felt as I was watching the movie, all the changes didn't have a purpose. Like, I don't know. I just felt like all the changes had no purpose. I feel so like, sorry, this review is just like derailing. I feel like I am being super self-conscious about what I'm saying, and I know there's not going to be any hate comments on this video because I don't like it or something. I feel like I'm super self-conscious now as to like why I dislike things, which is so dumb. Whatever. All because of that stupid fucking Halloween review. Whatever, I didn't like it. I'm so sorry, Caleb. Was this movie worth it? Not for me. No. I just felt like all the changes to the story had no purpose. It didn't, you know, it wasn't clear what message they were trying to convey by changing all this stuff. So it really just felt like Frankenstein, the term Frankenstein, was used to sell tickets, which could possibly be true. I don't know. I'm gonna give this a 1 out of 5. On IMDb, it has a 5.2 out of 10. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 30% critic score and a 35% audience score. And on Letterboxd, it has a 2.8 out of 5. Available on Amazon, so you can rent it via Amazon Video using the affiliate link in the description. There's no pressure to use that link, but if you do, it does help out the channel a little bit. Sorry for that weirdness at the end. I don't know, I just felt like the whole time I was talking, I was like thinking about all the shitty ass comments I got on my Halloween review, and I don't know, it was like throwing me off. I apologize. So if you've already seen I Was a Teenage Frankenstein though, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about it. As always, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here and become a Creepy Peep today. I post videos Monday through Friday, and you can ring that notification bell down there to be notified every time I post a video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye. Ow, I just hit my hand.